Beck Power here from nomadfly.me. I wanted to make a quick video to talk about round the world tickets. I've seen a lot of questions in the Facebook groups about, should I buy a round the world ticket? What kind of tickets do you buy? How do you do onward travel if you don't buy a round the world ticket? And I thought I'd kind of just cover what I can. So first of all, I think that round the world tickets are, generally speaking, a really big fat waste of money. Unless you're using them for air points or whatever, which obviously I don't know anything about. We don't have an air points program really in New Zealand. But I mean, yeah, you might get some air miles, but other than that, it's kind of dumb. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, but I just want to take care of the flights and never have to think of them again. Totally cool. If you don't have to change the flights at some point during your journey, then yeah, that makes sense. But a lot of times people want to change their plans. And especially as nomads, like, it doesn't work for us, right? Like, we're not just going on a holiday, like a quick 2-month holiday around the world. We're like actually living overseas all the time. So it doesn't really make sense to get a round the world ticket. So round the world tickets have got a lot of rules. Some of them, I mean, there's like lots of different kinds of round the world tickets. Different airlines have their own like versions, and not all airlines offer them, obviously. The most popular ones are like the Star Alliance and One World, different fares, which have like epic rules, and you know, like, you can only travel around the world in one direction. You have to only, you have like a limited number of segments you can use. They're really expensive. There's also like less epic round the world tickets, like with Lufthansa or like lots of different ones. But they all have like standard routes that you can use because they have partners, or they're just using their own airline, but usually they have partners and to go around the world with, and so you're only allowed to use those partners. So if you wanted to change one of your destinations along the trip, quite often you can't because it's not part of the rules of the ticket. Obviously, when you make your round the world ticket, you've got to choose all the dates at once. There's very few tickets that offer like open date changes and stuff, and most of the time date changes are not free, and sometimes they're a lot because they might not have the available kind of ticket that you booked initially, so they charge you more. And there's, like I said, no flexibility if you want to change things, like your destinations, or like extend your ticket for like longer than a year. I mean, most tickets, I think 99% of round the world tickets, or any kind of return ticket or anything, just is like a year maximum. The airline program where everything is booked through, it can't function. It literally can't. You can't book anything more than that distance ahead. Whatever. So often you have to call the place you booked it from, which might not be the airline. It might have been like a third-party thing, but then after you've left, quite often they refer you back to the airline. You don't want to be worrying about that kind of stuff when you're traveling around. You have to fork out a huge wad of cash right away, and then it's practically impossible, like I said, to change things as you go. So not many people know this, but if you miss one of your flights on your round the world ticket, they cancel all the other like following segments. It's pretty crap, and even if you missed your first one, if you were just late and missed the flight or something on your first ticket, they like cancel the whole lot because they expect that you're not going to like join up with it later on or something. That's kind of impossible. So if traditional round the world tickets were our only option, life would really suck. But it's not. I obviously made Nomad Fly to help people figure out how to get cheaper tickets and route them around the world in like a more easier, more interesting way. And I call it flight hacking. And it's a really simple, basic premise. It's that you buy tickets as you go. I personally buy one ticket in advance, usually, and if I'm staying somewhere a long time, I just don't really worry about it. So I just come in on a one-way ticket. So when you buy a normal ticket, let's say you buy a return ticket, it's like all on one ticket number. So I'm talking about dividing it up and buying like separate tickets. You can buy them from all different places or whatever, it doesn't matter. And usually, depending on the route that you're using, and you know, there's a lot of variables, usually it works out to be cheaper taking these different flights. Now, yes, there's quite often you've got there might be 3 segments to get somewhere that's, you know, there is a direct flight, but maybe it's $700 one way, but you can take 3 segments, and it only costs you like $450, and you have to visit 2 places on the way. I like to book, like if I was going somewhere and Hong Kong was one of the places, I would stay in Hong Kong for like 4 or 5 days and just check it out, have fun. It's like a free destination, and as nomads, we love that stuff anyway. We like, who wouldn't want to go and spend 4 or 5 days in Hong Kong? So, yeah, that's my recommendation, is to buy tickets one at a time, like as you go. You don't have to fork out all your money at once, like in a big chunk, as you would if you bought like normal flights before you left. It's how I travel across the world for only a couple of $100. And it's how my flight hackers have found tickets for a trip from Paris to Iceland to Baltimore to Miami for less than $200. That was kind of an epic one. And it's one of the top 2 hacks I have for nomads and long-term travelers. If you want to find out more about flight hacking and why you should never use a travel agent, I know, I used to be one, check out nomadfly.me. I show you strategies that no one else is doing, and they're ridiculously effective. Happy flight hacking! Catch you later.